Hey YouTube, Andy here. I'd like to talk to you today about the Fender Frontman G15G amplifier. These are the small practice amplifiers that are sold with the Fender Squire guitars. Usually is an entry-level package amplifier. They're solid state amplifier. They have a headphone jack, auxiliary ins. For some reason they use the RCA type jack, but that gives you features that you can use it for other things. But most people that have tried these amplifiers, they just think they're terrible. But here's the thing, they're cheap. Okay, you can pick them up used on Craigslist, $25–30. I'm not saying that these are a great amplifier for playing guitar, but throwing it in the car, you don't have to worry about it. Just take it with you. You can play with them. Just as a practice amp. I'm not talking about gigging or anything like that. Okay. It's an 8-inch speaker. They're 15 watts. They do have a gain button. They have they usually have one input, gain, volume, your drive volume, your equalizer button, knobs, your treble, mid, and bass. And it's a closed back cabinet. Okay. I mean, they're built like a tank. Okay, so I mean, the chances are it's going to last forever. Okay. Your pots may need to be cleaned every once in a while, but they're going to last you a long time. Now here's the thing, most of the time you can pick these up dirt cheap. Offer somebody $20 on Craigslist or at a garage sale, and usually you're going to have it. What do you do with it? Well, that's what this video is really about. I'm going to share with you a couple things you can do with them besides playing your guitar through it. If you don't feel like lugging your big amp around, you can just take this around to play. But I don't advise it because they're just not a high quality amplifier. But for all the sounds that most people are wanting for playing guitar through them, well, what else can you do with them? Okay, here's the deal. You can use them for any type of parties you may have. You can hook a mic up to them, and they work good for plugging a microphone into them. All right, I'm up on 10. Okay, this is a microphone that is made by AKG. They don't have an on and off switch on them, which it's just a cheap mic. But if you're having a party and you want to do some karaoke, or you just want to have some announcements or things like that, it's a great little amplifier for that. Very little feedback. I think it might be due to the closed back cabinet, small speaker. It's not going to cause you much feedback problem. As you can see, I turned that volume up to 10. I do have my treble and mid-range around the 4 to 5 mark, maybe touching 6. But if you go up any higher, you can start to hear the ring. There's a little ring in the background. But I'm right up on the amp too. Okay, but I mean, that's a good use. If you're playing guitar and you got your guitar going through your other amplifier, hook a mic up, and you can use this for vocals when you're practicing. I mean, why not? Okay, well that's just one use here. Okay, let me show you something else. Get that unplugged. I don't want to bounce this around too much on you. Here's the other deal. Okay, I picked up a cheap stereo. Okay, I had some small little speakers that came with it. Now, I've heard some mixed things. I've been doing this for a while now, and I haven't had any problems. But I've heard that if you run a jack into your amplifier from the stereo, sometimes it can cause some problems with the amplifier. But again, these are $20. You know, it works. Okay, I'm just going to show you what you do. You just take a 1/4-inch patch cable. All right, plug it into your headphone jack. Take the other end, plug it into the amplifier. Now I'm going to turn it down, turn the amp all the way down. Okay, got this all set up to go. All right, now back to the amp. All right, that's Stevie Ray Vaughan if you're interested. But here, I turned that up to 2 so far. Okay. Now, what's that useful for? Well, while sleeping in my bed, I had a beautiful. Turn it down low so I can talk here. The thing is, if you got those small little stereo speakers, you're trying to jam along with the, you know, you don't want to put the headphones on and jam along. You can hook your stereo up to it, use it as your stereo speakers, and what that's going to do is it's going to allow you to turn the volume up and jam along with your stereo, your favorite CD or the radio, whatever. It's also great for if you have a stereo out in the garage, hook the amplifier up in the garage and play your music through it. Then hook your iPod, your MP3 player up. I mean, it doesn't take up any space, looks nice, and you know, it's cranking your music while you're out in the garage. Alright, so those are a couple things you can use these amplifiers for. If you're wondering what to do, they're just catching dust around the house. Okay, it's really a nice little amplifier for $20. You can pick them up. Even if you paid $30 for one, you know, I think it's worth it. Just to have it around, using it for a microphone, like I said, or running your stereo through it and jamming along with your MP3 player or whatever. Now the other thing that I did want to say, if you play your MP3 player through it, for some reason, okay, the volume level seems louder, and you don't really get to use. I think this bypasses the actual controls of the amp. But if you go in through the input, then you get to use your features, your volume knob, and everything like that. So they do make jacks that instead of plugging in this way, you can go from your MP3 player to a 1/4-inch cable. You can get an 1/8 inch to 1/4 inch adapter and do it that way. I haven't had any problem doing it either way, so enjoy. I mean, these are a great little amplifier. All right, take care, man.